Okay, let's see. All right, we're trying with the tripod. We're trying with the tripod. I'm still wearing the same clothes. I apologize. It's too hot for me to change. I just never want to change. Look, I'm crooked again. I got to figure this out. Come on, Mew. Come say hi. Come on. Come on. She's coming. Come say hi. Yeah. Come on. She's coming, you guys. Hi. I know. How is it, Vancouver? It's so hot. Look, I'm trying to... Oh, my goodness. Nope, it's just going to tilt down. This tripod is on its last legs and making me insane. I ordered another one, but it hasn't got here yet for this. Oh, my God. Okay, here we go again. Every night. Will I ever learn? No. No, I won't. Okay. Hi, you guys. Look, oh, my videos are so stupid. There. Okay. Oh, there. All right. Whatever. How is everybody? Wait. Hey, we know smell. Yeah. Here comes. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh. Oh. Put your claws in. Put your claws in. She got her claws out. There. Oh. She came over and she wanted to hide. Look. Look. What's going on? What you looking at? There's the camera. Look. There's the people. Oh. Okay. Go. There she goes. I tried. I'm good. I tried, you guys. She's like not having it. She was meowing right there and she's like, I'm not going to have this. Hi from Ireland. Oh my God. You guys. No, on the 9th, it's Mercury retrograde. Wait, did the Putin smell is one of the signs of it? I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, let's see. Lots of people. What's a good way to get rid of anxiety? Exercise, y'all. Exercise. I've been saying it for years. Exercise. Physical cardiovascular exercise corrects the brain chemistry. And corrects your... She's so big, Erica. And your anxiety. And she's not having it. She had the little claws out. No, she's not camera shy. She's sitting there. She just didn't want to move. I already fed her, so she should be fine. So it's extra exercise for your brain, okay? Ooh, my eyebrows are kind of weird tonight. Anyway, it's exercise. So I love the name Molly. It's exercise, y'all, that cures the brain chemistry from anxiety. Also, people around you, if they're drinking and drugging, because that brings in demons and demons cause chaos. People in your house, if you're picking up on the energy of the people in your house, right? Yeah, this is my kind of purple. I just put makeup on now. Yeah, yoga and weightlifting, whatever works. But it's physical cardiovascular is actually the thing that's been proven, okay? Chocolate, a little bit of chocolate. Yeah, I run. I've been running since I was little. I'm always out running, walking, hiking, running, walking, hiking. My allergies are pretty good. Thank you for asking. Yep, vitamin and eggs. I eat eggs. In the height of my insanity, when I had my nervous breakdown after my stepson died, and I given birth to Keith, and I had postpartum depression, eggs in a cup. Those actually literally help me, eggs, for my brain chemistry and running. So that's why I make sure that I run. Exercise, yeah, exercise corrects your brain chemistry. Eggs have, wish I had a horse to ride. Well, go out and walk. You be the horse. I consider myself a horse. I gallop up hills. So it's actually exercise that helps. I mean, people don't want to do it, but you are responsible to cure your anxiety, not when you're in the middle of a fucking panic attack, because that can be crazy. But just to cure it, you can do that. You can definitely do that. Doing things with your hands. Yeah, definitely. I never sit still. Never. I never sit still. So I continue to move until I drop and sleep. And then I get up and move again. I will never spend my day. Like, I don't think I've ever taken a day off to like relax. I don't do that. So I continue to move until I'm dead. That helps it for me. Jane Fonda workout. It's good. It's movement. I continue to move every single day. Every single day. Yeah, the murder and abduction. Okay, that poor woman, that Eliza Fletcher, that poor baby. What was she? Yep, good fats and being and drinking, yep, lemon water. My boobs are too big. No, I bet you, well, mine are triple D's and I still run. I double bra them and I run. So I do not make excuses about my body. When I was 227 pounds, I went outside and I ran and it practically killed me. But I just double bra up. So I'm a triple D. True. 32 triple D. So, oh, I started exercising. I'm sorry you lost your baby. Yeah, don't worry about you. Don't make excuses for running. There's a lot of big boob girls up there running. And you don't, yeah, 36 DD, same. I put double, look, I'm grabbing them again. This is a thing. This is just a regular sleep bra. Like I sleep, sleep in that. Hi, Ashley. Yeah, your boobs will shrink. Mine are fake, so they won't shrink. I mean, my skin around them shrinks, so then they hang, whatever. But I double bra. I mean, I hike into altitude, and I have to always take off that second bra because I swell. But, yeah, the poor baby at 17 weeks. Finally, 6 weeks postpartum and able to exercise again. Yes, it's hard. I went out the day after I had my kid because I had home births. So I put little Doodle in, my little front sack and just started walking around the neighborhood. I just don't stop moving unless I'm sleeping. So yeah, your boobs absolutely fall after nursing. Why would they not? You're nursing a human, you're feeding a human. So your boobs are going to, fall down. But anyway, the woman, the little Eliza, whatever her last name is, Fletcher, is it? That went missing. Yeah, no, I haven't discussed Brandon yet, or Brandon. I don't know how to pronounce it. I never really watched his movies, but it did catch my eye, what I just saw. But anyway, the little girl that got kidnapped and then I think they found her body. Here's my take on that. Okay, my take on that is that poor woman was born into a family, lineage-wise, that's Illuminati. Her grandfather has 2.5 billion, and did whatever, they did last year, upwards of millions of dollars. So they're high-end echelon, bought out, sold out, and you will reap as you shall sow. I don't care what anybody says about me. I don't care if they call me a crazy bitch. I don't care. I'm going to look up how much that company her grandfather owns made last year. Okay, I don't care what anyone says to me. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say. Okay, whatever they want to say. But you are not becoming a billionaire. That goes for Kardashians. That goes for your favorite musician. That goes for Ozzy. That goes for everybody. You are not getting to that level of success in this society without selling out. And the level that you sell out is the level that you sell out. It doesn't mean we don't like them. She's only born in 87, which is horrific. She's a baby. She looks like a Scorpio. Let me see when she was born. She got a Scorpio smile, which sounds weird, but she does. Okay, let's see. I'm looking, I can't seem to find her birthday, but she's got that really happy smile, and it's like that's Scorpio to me, smiling in spite of. And it's really good that she's a school teacher, but that's part of the indoctrination. She get the kindergarten kids, and she may not have any awareness. They're all mind controlled and, whatever. And it's not necessarily their fault. I mean, in early pre-verbal childhood, that's right. They are put through an indoctrination. Okay, she's born in 88, she's 34, but they don't say what her birth month is. She's going to have something in Scorpio when I look at 36 triple D, double them babies up, grab your boobies. Okay, sorry, I digress. The stripper in me always comes out. She's 5'6" tall, so she's average height. She's got 2 cute kids, baby blonde toe-headed babies. A cute husband. She smiles all the time. Her poor kids. Yeah, this is horrible. Children's name, son and daughter, not disclosed, but she has 2. She's really cute little blonde toe-headed babies. Her husband matches her perfectly. They have exactly the same smile. They could, in fact, be considered to have exactly the same teeth and smile. Interesting. She teaches kindergarten. Okay, so here's what I think. I cannot find her age, but here's what I think happened. This is my opinion. Do not come for me. Yeah. No. It's not a bad thing. I see Scorpio in her face. I'm just letting you know. Pluto in the first house, Scorpio birthday, Scorpio rising. It's the way she smiles, overly trying to smile, hiding. Okay? She's trying to present herself in a way. That's not a bad thing. She doesn't want people to know. It's this, I can't explain it. It's her nose and her teeth. That's why I'm saying it. There's some Sag in there. When the front teeth buck out or whatever, there can be Sag. Mew Mew is climbing everywhere. She's causing, whatever. But I want to see, I want to explain this to you. Okay. It wasn't random that they targeted her. Okay. It's not random. She's going crazy, Ashley. I tried to bring her on in the beginning and she put the nails out. Her little nails like this. Okay. At least suspected killer, Cleo Henderson. All right. So let's just let me look this up. I should have had this prepared, but someone asked me and I wasn't actually even thinking about doing this, but I looked it up yesterday. Okay, so here's the company name. It's Orgil or whatever. It's a hardware distributor, I guess. And I think they made in 2021 Philanthropy Family, okay, a hardware supply company that currently has more than 5,500 people. Illuminati. You're not getting that big in this country without them buying out, stealing. And you know this. You guys know this by this time. I'm trying to find the company's net worth. Okay, let me just go net worth. Okay. It's really hard. I had this up on my thing yesterday and they're blocking it. All right. Yeah, here we go. The grandfather, it's Orgill. This child may not even know. She just may be born in a family, okay? She may be born into a family and not have any idea the repercussions because always philanthropy. That's the way they bullshit. Philanthropy makes them a good person. No, it doesn't, okay? No, it doesn't. But I'm not saying anything against her. Let's see. Earnings. I want to look this up. I looked it up yesterday and it was some astronomical amount. So I just want to show you. There are people paying. So what do you think about the Bed Bath & Beyond? Yes. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let me look. Company revenue. They supply over 70,000 hardware and home improvement products. And last year they made 860 million. 860 million. In the middle of Crotch 19 shutdown, these people did. So there are repercussions for those money actions, okay? Repercussions. You reap as you shall sow. I don't care if you're going to call me a religious nut. I'm not a religious nut. As I said, I was not raised in a family. I was raised by an agnostic and a former Christian Science, and no one talked religion. And I never went to church except with my friend Janie on Sunday if I stayed at her house. Her dad was a doctor. If I stayed at her house, I had to go to church on Sunday morning with her family. And I had to say grace at her family, which I thought was stupid. I don't think it's stupid now, but that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, here's the thing. Her grandfather, for him to establish that level of wealth, it is hidden in plain sight. How do we hide? We need, hi Keely, we need, you're going to keep waiting, sweet golden eyes. I went on this tangent. I'm going on 2, then I'll go on to Brandon. But anyway, what we're doing is when we make billions of dollars, we are sold out on this planet. You do not get to command that kind of power if you do not agree to succumb to their rules, okay? So quid pro quo. Somebody corrected me on that, okay? You will pay. And it is always the sins of the father, going 7 generations back, all right? The sins of the grandfather reflected on the granddaughter. She probably was not aware of it. She's a school teacher. She's been split in childhood. She's not growing up in those families without having those little games played that they play. They do all kinds of things in order to split the mind. So she's living in one thing, being a school teacher, and her soul is probably pretty lovely, okay? Because she looks like she's struggling from it in her face. I'm just saying when I look at her. And the way she smiled, I recognize that smile. And actually, I'm going to tell you a totally separate inside story. Had a best friend growing up. We're just going to call her, I don't know what to call her. Call her Susie. I can't use either of her names that she used because I knew her one way. In Toronto, her parents were a nurse and a doctor. Her dad came from a Japanese internment camp. They were well-to-do. It was our neighborhood. All my friends were like, my dad was a CEO, but the doctors in the neighborhood, all my friends were doctors. Their parents were doctors, not them. So, you know, higher up, that's a Scorpio smile. The smile is like forced, like that, okay? It's forced behind because she needs to present in a certain way. I'm not saying she's doing anything. I'm just saying. Anyway, she's an earth monkey too, so that's interesting. Story says he paid to kill her. Yeah, well, the husband looks like her brother in there. It probably could have been that way, but here's how I'm going to word it to you. My little friend growing up had exactly that same kind of smile. She was a Scorpio. Anyway, Keith is about 2.5. Long story short, I felt her in my gut. She's from Toronto. I felt like she was around me. Phoned my mother, got a hold of her father, found out she was living in LA and she was suicidal. So I moved her into my house. Long story short, looking at her chart, never knew her birth time or anything like this, right? I could see the transgendering in her chart. Her dad was one of those doctors kicked out of 2 countries, Bermuda and the United States and Canada. Ended up in Bermuda, I think. She was given medicine because her dad wanted both those girls to be masculine and gave them whatever you give them. Okay, this is for real. I grew up, I did not know it. It's the first time I was hearing of it when I think, okay, so I would have been 32 or 30 something. All right, now jump ahead. I always thought that, but I didn't know I knew somebody like that. She was messed up in her head from the medications they give you as a baby. How the fuck are you supposed to think right when they keep putting, can you think right during your period? I can't think right during my period. I literally, they put yellow tape around me during my period, my kids. They're like, oh God, because I would slug my kids. I would chase them down and beat their asses a week before my period, okay? Like anything. Jason, look at me sideways. Out came my nails like a cat, and I was going to drag that kid kicking and screaming. So you know what it's like when you get PMS or PMDD, right? To do that to your children. Oh, it's terrible to do it to your children. It's terrible. But when they're little kids under the age of 6, her father was doing this. And you know, the smile on her face, she had a smile like that woman. And I'm just, because it really reminded me like this. Her dad was trying to turn her into a male. Her sister ended up a skinhead. She ended up, no, not Adderall. Serious hormone blockers for females to make them, yeah, I feel cursed. I ended up in jail with PMS. I'd get out of my car on the freeway, slam my brakes on. I carried a baseball bat in the back, and I would fucking get out of the car if you cut me off. Like I was crazy in my 20s. I cut you off sideways on the street, get out and go, come on, like this. The minute I bled, I was like, I'm so good. It's called PMDD when you're disrupted. I would go fucking mental. Like John actually pulled me out of the neighbor's house, you know, because she said something. And I literally stepped in her garage to grab her fucking head and pull her out in the street. He pulled me back by the ponytail and said, wait for her to come out. Don't go on her property. Don't go on her property. I mean, because I was crazy. My kids got slapped, punched, kicked, and hit. He got things thrown at his head. And then I was suicidal, and I would just gorge and eat. And then I was psychotic. That's me not being transgendered or doing anything. So my friend growing up, when I looked at her chart, I said, did someone try to, you know, do this? And then she told me and John, so I have a witness. She told me and John about what her parents, particularly her father, a doctor that was held in a Japanese internment camp, a doctor, indoctrinated, right? Anyway, So a doctor trained in an internment camp. Yeah, I'm menopausal now. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I grab my boobs. I'm happy. You fucking cut me off. You know, if I want to yell at you, I will, but I don't have to. Yeah, I know they say that. I didn't take any kind of, I don't take any medicine at all. I don't even take, like, I don't have my period. I don't take anything. I don't take anything, but that's just me. I'm taking anything they're telling me to do for my body because I just don't, no, I'm not doing it. But anyhow, long story short, my friend had this kind of smile. And when I asked her, seriously, why? Because as a kid, it bothered me that she smiled nonstop. That same kind of smile as that Eliza, pardon me. Anyway, I asked her why you smile like that. And she told me about the abuse in her childhood, from male private parts to her mouth. You know what I'm saying? So her jaw, she did not want people to know. This is true. This was my friend growing up in Toronto. She did not want people to know that she was being sexually abused by a penis in the mouth as a child. So she constantly smiled like this to keep her jaw up. Not even joking. Okay, not even joking. All right, being serious. That was pre-verbal all the way through her childhood. Never told me about it until we were in our 30s. And she was homeless, all right? Like, I felt her here, and she was literally homeless. That was my first experience with somebody that I personally know, okay? Yeah, I'm totally holistic too. That was my first experience with somebody that I grew up with. I mean, we were together our entire childhood, all right? Our entire childhood. We were good friends. We ran together. We, played. She came to my cottage. She came to the country with me, to Florida, all of this shit. So when I found that out, I was like, whoa. And John is like, you realize what she was telling you. Like, even now, he doesn't forget what she said, because she told us, not just me being crazy. She said it in front of him. Anyway, this Eliza Fletcher, the way that she smiles, I recognize the abuse held in her jaw. Abuse on a sexual level is very Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, Plutonian, all right? Those are the sexual parts. Any kind of aspect to that, any kind of thing, also Uranus, and it's genetic, family lineage. There can be elements of other kinds of water signs, Pisces or Cancer, because it is handed down lineage. Now, here's what I think happened to her. She's born into a billionaire family, and the sins of the ancestors, 7 generations back, the sins of the father, okay, will reap on whoever. When you make a deal with the mafia, so let's just call it the mafia, and you agree to do what they want you to do, all right, and you play in your little club games, you know that so-and-so shot so-and-so in the head, and so-and-so did whatever, and so-and-so did this, that, and the other, right? So when you know that you're in that group of, locked jaw, exactly. The trauma's kept in the jaw. When you know that you're in that group of mafia members and you don't get control over who they choose to annihilate. Now, the guy that they're blaming for it, whatever his weirdo name is, that guy, I just looked it up, whatever he is, they're like, he did it before. He is a programmed human weapon. They program people. They program army, military, all kinds of people, but he's a programmed person. All they have to do is tweak the brain's computer in your head, tweak it. I don't know how they tweak it. Don't ask me that shit. I don't know. And then they send you out, okay? Send you out. Ha, yogurt, Bobby. I love yogurt. So they send you out. So this guy probably doesn't even know what the fuck he did. They say he did it before. He's just a robotoid going out there because they tweaked his head. He's been in prison for 24 years. You have no idea what they've done to him in prison. They let him out, and as soon as they do a frequency or the voices talk to him, which a lot of the time is the government on the astral level, I don't care if you call me crazy, okay? A lot of times it's the government on the astral level, okay? Like before Keith died and I saw the guy in the hat over there, I knew he came from the astral level, and I said when I got up, after I saw Jimmy, I saw him like 2 days later, and I said, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to you. I knew he came through the through the veil. Not a ghost, not a spirit. I wasn't interested in talking to him. I knew it meant something, okay? He was observing and warning me, all right? So I knew something was coming. But yeah, I am talking about that little girl. So she herself may not be demonic, but because of her lineage and the entrapment and the bloodline in this world, she's been pulled back down and she's just walking around. And I would not be surprised because she was the heir to the billions. So they want to get rid of, like Anne Hesh, they want to get rid of her. Yes, and he smiled at her. Exactly. That guy's from the astral level. That's a government guy, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, they get rid of her because yeah, I know, NLP. People are like, you want to mirror people so you can have like Tony Robbins. I don't want you talking to me like I talk to me. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. It makes me feel like you're a fucking manipulative control freak, NLP. Oh, I'm really good at NLP. Why you fucking try to mirror me to get what you want, you manipulative fuck? No. Anyhow, I never like people. When they start telling me they do that, I'm like, you're a mind fucker. And you think because you mirror me, I'm going to fall for you because I trust you. I don't trust you. I'm wondering why you're doing the same shit I'm doing. I think that you're like a weird kind of clone. I don't know what you're doing. So, I think that's what you are. But anyway, you shall reap as you shall sow, okay? You will reap as you shall sow. The family and the philanthropy is what they hide behind. Look at me, I'm a good person. I gave money to the homeless. Really? Did you? That's so nice. Anyway, bullshit, okay? So it's a way of telling us dummies, all right? Yes, I think they took her out. No, not as a warning. I think they took her out. She literally inherits that business when the grandpa dies or the father dies or whoever the fuck dies, okay? They put it on the news so all of us go, oh, that poor girl. And so they slurp up our emotions, which is why I respond to nothing, okay? I mean, not exactly the same way that other people are hysterical out in the street. I don't respond. But I know what they did, and I'm not blaming her. Her poor kids, they're in the same thing. They don't even, no, it's not karma. Murder is not karma. That is not karma. They have sold out. Karma does not work that way. Just because karma is balance, and the murders that they're doing are murders. There is no excuse to murder. That is not karma. So when people go, oh, well, they got murdered, it's their karma. It's interesting that they end up dead, but she's in the middle of a family gene pool that, and we don't know how or where, we don't know how or where karma starts. So we don't even know that. You're exactly right. So we don't even understand if she's aware of the family she's in. I mean, she's aware they're wealthy and she chose not to live that way. So she was making a statement on her own, and she may have been trying to get out of that mindset that she was indoctrinated into. If you grow up in a Mormon family like Sister Wives, they're Mormon, right? You grow up in a Mormon family like Sister Wives, you actually think it's fucking normal if you're one of those kids for your mom and her 6 sister wives to be married to some fuck acting like the king of the castle. You think that's normal. Now, my kids would not think that's normal because they weren't raised that way. But in that Mormon culture, that is normal, okay? That is a normal thing, right? I'm not blurring the screen. That is, the car was run remotely and she couldn't get out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they set it up, okay? They set it up. Hey, Mew. There's Mew. She's like, I'm in a bath. I can't stop the screen. They don't like what I'm saying, but that's what happened, okay? That's, and you never know. Jennifer Hudson, the greed on that one, okay? To have every single one. How dare you, you greedy piece of shit, sell out? How dare you sell out? How dare you sell out, right? And you sell out and you kill everybody in your family because you want to be special? You want what you want? Oh, there's a special price. You're going to pay for that. It's disgusting, okay? So it's disgusting. I know, the irony. She killed her family. I mean, like, are you kidding me? You parasitic, judgy, greedy, competitive little sociopath. I want my Oscar. Shut up. So as soon as I see that, I can't even. Now, getting on to the next thing. Wait, there was something else someone asked me too. Oh, the of Bed Bath and Beyond. Yeah, he fell off of the Jenga building in New York, right? He fell off that 18 floors up. Did he now? What was he not agreeing to being the CEO? What was he not agreeing to? So they just went boom and pushed him off the top. That's what the heck is wrong with Jennifer Hudson. I don't know. Figure out how she won an Oscar and her entire family was murdered. Figure that out. Figure out the fame that she got after her family was murdered. And research blood cult, Illuminati, and Luciferianism and Masons at the 33rd degree. Research that. That's what's wrong with her. Okay? I just don't. I just don't. Yes, her whole family. What was it? Her sister's kid? A kid. And then blamed it on the boyfriend, which he may have been the one that did it, but they're programmed. It's sickening, okay? Start looking at it. It is a blood cult. That's what they do. Bieber refused. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. I've got it somewhere on a disc. I've got to find it. I have a bunch of discs. But Justin Bieber said he was on a bus with his manager and agent, I believe, allegedly. And TMZ caught him when he went to that church. Remember, he said, I'm not going on tour. I give up. I'm not going on tour, right? That's Biebs. Biebs said, I'm not going on tour, right? And so TMZ ran up to him and he gave them the dirtiest look. And he said, you know why. And then he wrote a letter about what his managers wanted him to do when they took it. I don't know how old the boy was, under 14-year-old, underage boy, okay? And they wanted Bieber to sodomy ritual him. And apparently Bieber said no, and he didn't do it, right? And then he said, I'm quitting, and he didn't do it. So, and he called out the pedos. They've erased all that like it doesn't fucking exist. Then he said he witnessed the manager and or agent and or both allegedly do the ritual with the kid, let the kid bleed out through the back end because they love to film this shit. They want to tear you up. Anytime a man says to you, I want to, like, what's his name? T.I. and what's his name? Alan Thicke's kid, Robin Thicke. In that video, they want to rip up your pussy. They want to rip up your ass. Why you want to rip my ass and my pussy up for? Who is teaching you that? What are you saying? What's wrong with you? You gay? Because you're gay, right? You seriously got to be gay. You really got to be gay to do that shit. I mean, you want to, an Army Hammer. Army Hammer just wants to cut your arm off if he's married to you and barbecue it. I want to eat, what? I'm sorry. No, that ain't a fantasy, you weirdo. No, it's true. His girlfriend and his wife, I think his wife divorced him too. So Bieber ends up marrying that girl, Baldwin. Now keep in mind, she's his handler and a man. I'm sorry, allegedly in my head. So keep in mind, all right, keep in mind, now his face is deformed because he took the bad shot. So he took the bad shot and his face is deformed, okay? Yeah. She is a guy. Stop. They're transgendered. Oh, God, look, itchy. That's what I'm telling you. My friend, this is what she went through. She broke away from it, but it's what she went through, okay? So you have to start looking at the world really. Like when John says he really likes Venus Williams, I'm like, that's a man, allegedly. But she had a baby. She had the prosthetics like in a movie. Tiny Dancer. Yes. See, the Tiny Dancer is also, I just figured this out and going on that fucking trend again. So sorry. Anyway, the Tiny Dancer also is what Brad Pitt has because they mutate them. Just call it a mutate. They mix genes, they mix sperm and blah, blah, blah. And they mix it with hormones like Frankenstein and they do shit and they cut you off and they cut your face. That's why these people look, Justin Bieber, cute kid, don't think so. Well, he was cute. I think he's a female to male, and Drake was the one that jumped him in, right? Jumped him in like in a gang, like the rappers up the ass. All right. So anyway, having said that, what the heck is my point? they mutate them. So tiny dancer, tiny penis is a delicacy in their world because they're higher up elites. They don't want some, I want a monster one in my, whatever. They don't want that. They want a tiny dancer because it means it means they're elite. We're peasants and they are elite. That's how they show themselves as elite. Right? Think about that. Yeah, Drake is a pimp. He's nothing but a pimp, and how he gets away with it, okay? How he gets away with it is terrible. Now I'm going to talk about Braden Fraser. He is a Sagittarius, and he's Canadian. I had no idea he was Canadian. I had no idea. Where was he born? Oh, he's Indianapolis. He's an American Canadian. Okay, so anyway, I had no idea, okay? No idea. No, they want a small one, yes, because it means you were a chick with a bigger clitoris. So they, like the women in 1955 on the Olympic team out of Germany, where the coach was feeding them hormones and they didn't know, and they started getting uterine cancer, dying of cancer, but they were winning every Olympic game. He had them at the Olympic camp eating his special cereal full of hormones that they didn't even know they were ingesting, okay? But they were beefing up from their workouts. If you're a chick and you work out, which I have worked out for 45, since I'm 5, 6. First time I hit a gym, I'm between the age of 5 and 6, okay? And I have worked out every day of my life. I don't get okay, I haven't been in a gym in like 5 years, but my arms are not beefy. I'm not going to get beefy. I'm a chick. Like, get real. They take shit, right? They take shit. So that happened in the 50s. That Olympic team got nailed for that. I can't remember the name of it, but I was reading. Most of the women died of cancers in the reproductive areas because they completely, literally blew them up with hormones. Now, Braden Fraser, I had no idea that executive raped him, okay? I mean, oh God, I said it again, essayed him. Do I have to use code words? Took liberties with him against his will. I had no idea that man was literally attacked. Did you? I had no idea. I had no idea. And it actually really, because they used him as in the Mummy or those movies, they used him as like a gay pride poster. Like, they ripped him up into shreds and he paraded around for all the studio execs to pass him around. Okay, and then of course he's going to have a nervous breakdown. But here's what's interesting. He's a double Taurus. So he's a Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Sagittarius sun. He's an earth monkey, okay? And in his chart, where is the sexual abuse coming from? The first thing I look to is 8th house sun conjuncting Mercury, conjuncting Neptune. Scorpio energy in the 8th house. Okay, Terry Crews too. What is wrong with these people? What, you're raping people and you get away with it because what? You're a movie producer? Shut up with that. Get out of my face. You ought to be run over and mowed down. He also has, in his 5th house, he's got Pluto in Virgo. 6th house, Jupiter, Uranus, and Mars in Libra. Saturn in the 12th house retrograde. Okay? Saturn in the 12th house retrograde. He'd be a really good writer. He'd be a really good writer. Yeah, they're all men. That's their fucking secret. They got all men jacking off to their... I'm just talking to Bobby today. I'm not going to bring this person's name up, but I was at a house party with this person. And when I saw this sex symbol, I'm not saying who she is, but she was a sex symbol, and every single kid probably in the 70s and 80s had this woman's picture. She ain't a woman. She had shoulders like a fucking linebacker, and I'm like almost 5'6", a smidgen under, wearing 3-inch heels at the dinner party, and she was 3 times my size in the shoulders, like my body, like a football player. Also from a family, also adopted or surrogated kids, a surrogate or adopted kids. I don't know which it was. And, well, if I tell you about the husband, anyway, husband, offed himself. So I'm just saying, I'm not, no, Farrah's not alive right now. This was just really, really recently. They are men. No, not Bo Derek. They are men. They fuck with us. All our boys, they get a huge pleasure out of our boys jacking off to men. People who think Venus Williams is all sexy out there, look at her shoulders. Please fucking tell me that I'm not picking on her. I'm just saying. What? Okay. No, I can't tell you. I won't because I know the kids, so I won't. Anyhow, no, not Wonder Woman, not Sharon Stone. No, I'm not going to say who it is. Anyway, long story short, Braden Fraser was raped. Now, I want to get this guy's name. I had no idea, the poor man. He's attacked. Do you know why he's attacked? Because how dare, maybe it's Venus Williams. How dare he dare to want to be an actor. But here's what I learned tonight. This is a download I got. But hold on, let me give you this guy's name. Because I think this exec, I think Eric somebody was the guy's name. I kept sexually assaulted. Yeah. Okay, and it derailed his career when he said it. All right, let's see who this guy is. Oh, he was a former, publicly, first time about his experience with sexual assault, alleging that he was groped by former, well, he wasn't RAPED'd, but former Hollywood press associate, president Philip Burke. I took Burke as Eric. You know me, I can't keep the names. In 2003. He was actually blacklisted. First of all, Mr. Philip Burke, you piece of shit. Who told you to use your hands to fucking touch anybody? A man, you think you're going to get away with it because it shames him? We're outing you and shaming you, asshole. Oh my God, that infuriates me. It infuriates me, okay? Who's a bully? I'm not a bully. Thank you so much. Not a bully. It infuriates me. How dare you touch a man like that? Don't touch a woman. Don't touch a man when you have that power. Now, I used to have a friend that courted the foreign press before the Oscars for her company's movie releases. That's actually what she was, PR, and she courted the foreign press. That's how these movies get up for nomination. Not on their merit, not on their acting, not on anything like that. Not on anything. No, you go home and jack off yourself. Don't touch people. Stop touching people. Stop touching people, okay? Don't touch them, all right? Oh, look, I'm itchy. Anyway, don't touch them. You don't get to do that. Unless you want to get something right in the middle of your face, you touch me now, you find out. No one wants to touch anyone over 50. But when he was hot and young, they were after him because they thought they could manipulate him into shutting up, and he would just put up. And then he loses his money. He loses his money. And then his wife ends up divorcing him and suing him for like $900,000 a year while he can't work. But what he looks like to me, actually, when I look at him, and I got to see how old he is. Anyway, it's disgusting what's going on. It's disgusting. Hold on one second. Let me see how old he actually is, because I do not know. I do not know. I want to see what year he was born. Oh, I have his chart. I have his chart. I'm like, wait, how old is he? I want to see his age range because I'll tell you what I see on him right now. His birthday is December 3rd, 1968. So he's 2 years younger than me. So he's 54. He's a Taurus moon and a Taurus rising, which makes him grounded and concerned about making money. And Taurus will do stuff for money, that's for sure. But his moon is just placed on the second house cusp going into Gemini. His rising is 8 degrees. Is it 8 degrees of Taurus? I'm looking online, so I don't have my glasses on. Mars is in Libra. So, and his sun is 11 degrees Sag, conjunct Mercury at 9 degrees and Neptune at 26. So, and Saturn is in Aries retrograde. Now that will hold anger on the self. Here's what he looks like to me when I look at him in that new movie Whales, okay? I haven't watched the movie. I just look at him as they're giving him awards at Sundance or wherever the hell they go. So when I look at him, what I see is someone that took a lot of steroids in their youth and has the repercussions of drug use in order to get his body in that kind of shape. That's what he looks like to me. He looks like he overused some kind of hormones, okay, hormones, to plump his body up. And I'm not saying you just know, okay? I'm not saying he can't get ripped, but you know steroids versus, whatever, not steroids. But Braden Fraser. Yeah, Braden Fraser. I'm talking about the mummy actor. I never really watched his movies because they look like, they could be his thyroid. They look like gay porn movies to me. And for the gay men in Hollywood, because that's all that runs Hollywood. Understand it. Nope, not Dukes of Hazzard. I'm not saying who it is. I understand what goes on in Hollywood. Do you know that little on the good ship lollipop? What the hell is her name? The one with the curls, Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple Black. Do you know when she was 12, the head of Warner Brothers, I think that's what she said in her book, pulled his dick out in front of her? She's 12. How dare you do that as a man? On what planet do you think you have the right to do that? On what planet do you think that that's an okay thing to do to a 12-year-old? And do you know, no, not Wonder Woman, do you know that her mother was getting assaulted by the other executive at Warner Brothers? Same shit. So the mother's in her 30s or whatever, maybe 40s, and little Shirley Temple. Do you know? Go back and look at every Shirley Temple movie. She's a young 3 and 4-year-old in her cute little cutesy stuff, and she's dancing for all the 40-year-old men in the pedo dance. It's a pedo dance for these fucking men, and they made movies hidden in plain sight that you watch because she's so cute, and look at her, I'm so adorable. I'm going to sit on the grown man's lap. What the fuck? And then they put her in an icebox, dark room, when she wouldn't perform correctly. What are you talking about? That's not sexualizing. That's pedophilia. Not Julia Roberts. I'm not going to tell you who it is. That is pedophilia. That is indoctrinating society to think with lollipops, little dicks like this. Don't tell me I don't know. I grew up in the strip clubs and I was 14. I saw what these people do. I saw way, way, way too much. Husbands and wives going into the strip club, watching the girls strip. Wife would watch husband with young boy in the back. Then young boy would fuck wife. You get it? I saw a lot. Managers in the strip clubs trying to pick up my young male friends that would come to my work with me and wait for me to get off work, okay? Totally gay running the strip clubs. I mean, money at the top, but very, very gay. Very, very gay. And very, very into the men that were in there. It is reverse world, okay? Not Raquel Welch. I don't know her. I've never been to a dinner party with her. But it is terrible what they're doing. You look at Shirley Temple, and she's literally sitting on single. Why are single men adopting young girls or young boys? Single men are not parents. Oh God, don't yell at me. If you have a baby with your wife and she dies or you get divorced and you're a single parent, I am not talking about you. I am talking about somebody that is too lazy to get into a partnership with a woman, and yes, I'm saying that, and have a child. I am saying that. Don't come for me. You don't fucking like me. Don't come for me. I'm adopted, and I actually believe that, okay? And I don't know. I'm not saying 2 gay men or 2 gay women can't marry and have a kid. I'm talking when you're not in a committed relationship and you're a fucking single man and you're adopting a kid, that doesn't raise red flags. What man? You can't even get them to pick their laundry up. What man wants to adopt babies? For what reason are you adopting them? What are you doing? And I really, really, really believe that. What are you doing? I'm sorry. Men don't do that. They you're a single man. I know you may want to have a kid. Here's the thing. Go find yourself a partner, make a commitment, be a parent, and raise your child. But don't go adopting as a single man. Like, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. You know, if you're a single parent, you divorce your baby mama or your baby daddy or whatever, and you're single, I understand that. And I don't agree with single women going and adopting a kid and raising the kid either. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why you got to do that for? What are you doing? Oh, I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. That's what I said. I told Bobby this morning, I do not trust men since I worked in the strip club. I thought they were all gay. I thought most men were gay. I thought most men are on the down low or gay. I mean, I'm sorry. If I'm offending men out there, I'm sorry. But that was my experience in the sex industry as a child. Like, that's my experience. They like children. The less boobs you have, the better. The more you shave your privates, the better. Why are we shaving our privates to look like children? Why is that okay? So you can get a better view? Use your imagination. How about that? You know, on the down low, yeah. Married with beards, right? No, not Kate Jackson. She's probably gay though. Anyway, when I look at Braden Fraser, I think of someone who's had too many drugs through steroids. Okay? No, I know you're not gay. I know. I just think I never trusted a man. I'm sorry. After I worked in there, because I saw too many. Yeah, I don't shave, just trim. Yeah, trim. Do whatever you want. Bleach. I'm a bleacher. I'll bleach the hair. You know, I got a match. I'll bleach, or I'll bleach it. But I'm saying, in the strip clubs, you understand that they introduce that low vibration in there, and people are more prone to drinking, and they selling drugs out of there. Then they're opening the channels for the entities to come in. Then the entities want to have some kind of weird ass sex that will shame you. So you are shamed for the rest of your life, which is why I talk about what I did. You will not silence me. I will not feel shame. I think Joan Crawford was a man, but she's not been alive in my lifetime that I'm aware of where I would talk to her. They want you to be shamed when you're a sex worker, when you're in the strip clubs, when you're a prostitute. I am not shamed. I don't have shame about it. The people, I'm going to say this again, the people who should have shame are the parents or relatives or your Uncle Bob or the fucking men that you let babysit your kids or step parents who touched you, watched you, groped you, whether covertly or overtly, for their sexual gratification. Now, let's say a child doesn't know what you're doing, like Shirley Temple, and she's sitting on this dumb man's leg, and the man's like getting an erection because she's a little girl, and he liked that kind of thing, okay? So he's having that kind of reaction to a child on his lap. She doesn't know what that is. She's 3 or 4. And he moves, he moves himself so she doesn't get the full idea. The intention on an energetic level sits on her auric field, and she absorbs that like crazy, okay? She absorbs that intention from that guy. You get it? So as a child, if you're in a home with a relative that's jacking off to your child body in your home when you're little, you are energetically vibing that. Change your thoughts. Change your thoughts. If you have sexual thoughts about your relatives, kids, stepkids, other people's kids, they can feel it. So don't think you can't feel it, okay? Because you can. And that also contributes to the sexual abuse. Watch your fucking thoughts. Women and children and men and Braden Fraser, Terry Crews are not here to fucking pick your nasty ass thoughts up, okay? There, you worked as a stripper. There you are, Lily Love Rose. Yeah, well, then you're in the strip clubs, you know. And I'm in there from the early 80s, okay? So I saw shit. I saw gross shit. I saw disgusting shit. And by the way, my best little friend growing up, guy friend, when I was in the strip clubs, his name was Jeff. He had a sister. They lived in Chicago. Jeff's sister married a guy that worked in a mortuary. This is true. And in order to have sex with her husband, He liked her to get in the bathtub and be all kind of cold with the ice cubes. Yeah, you need to leave a man that does that. He didn't want her to move. He wanted her to be cold. He wanted her not to make eye contact or anything. He's fucking corpses. He was arrested 10 years later for doing that. Yeah, no, that's a thing. That is a thing. Necrophilia. That's a thing. When I said that as a kid, people were like, "Oh, you're so bad." No, I'm not. It happens. It fucking happens, okay? It happens. So stop acting like this planet is like a good place. It isn't. Braden Fraser looks like he's been through the ringer because they expected him to parade around like he was in a gay male strip club to get a movie. He did that, and it's fun to work out and look good, you know, and to get boob jobs and take steroids. I never took steroids, but that stuff is fun, okay? Like when you look good and you're physically, you know, you feel good and you're young. So he looked beautiful, but he paid a price for that, and I can see it. Oh, it happens a lot more. And we choose to think, oh, they're nice. This world is nice. You have to see it for what it is. There are nice things in this world, but there are also equally these things. Let's go back to the BBC 1978. Go all the way back with me. I didn't see it till like the last 5 years. But let's go back to Johnny Rotten in the Sex Pistols, okay? Let's go back to Johnny Rotten on the BBC talking about Jimmy Savile, talking about him being a pedophile. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to the BBC in 1978, 1978, banning Jimmy Savile, banning him from television. From television. You're fucking banned, Johnny Rotten. You are banned, okay? He spoke the truth. Why you want to diddle kids? He spoke the truth. They banned him. And then Savile, the reason I'm bringing this up is the dead people fucking, this bitch with the googly eyes and the weird fucking hair tried to give Princess Diana, marriage advice. Excuse me, weirdo. You can't even dress yourself with that stringy ass fucking hair and them booty shorts. Hanging around with Prince Charles. The Queen has done another good job on raising her boys. Good job, bitch. Anyway, she literally okayed that guy, knighted that guy. That guy went to cancer hospitals. I'm talking about television personality. Jimmy Savile went to cancer hospitals and hung around with sick kids. Fucked people in the court, dead people. Set up and procured minors for the royals and others. But the Queen knighted him. Lizzie, the lizard, gave him knighted status. So understand, when you're in that community, what you're doing. Understand, they were running a brothel out of Buckingham Palace. My John says to me, oh, well, she just didn't know. She doesn't do the day-to-day stuff. You're the fucking queen. You know what your subjects are doing, but you don't know that there's a child brothel running out of Buckingham Palace through one of your butlers? How do you not fucking know that? How do you not know that? K-Fed. Okay, K-Fed, first of all, knocked Britney up. He's a piece of shit as a human being. Let's see what sign K-Fed is. Let's see. What do we think the greediest, grossest sign is? I'm not even going to say it. You know, oh my God. I know. No, John just will argue like that with me because he refuses to see the truth. He goes, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. I said, really? You just think some people are billionaires and other people are fucking starving? You think that that's the way God wanted this planet? Oh, that's right. Now you don't believe in God. Well, it's going to be hard for you when you die. Anyway, let's look at K-Fed. K-Fed also looks like he's been taking some kind of weird-ass hormones, okay? Orangeville, Ontario. I remember it. The hardware store in Orangeville, because we had a cottage in Honeywood. And then we skied in Mansfield. So I remember. All right. And Blue Mountain, of course. All right. And Blue Mountain Pottery. All right. I'm over it. And the Candy Factory. All right. I'm over it. Shut up. Okay. You just might flash me back. I want to look at his natal chart. All right, let's look at his natal chart. Let's look at him. Because first of all, I think his wife's name was Shar at the time. And he had kids with her. Then he knocked up. Oh my God. This bitch is an Aries, okay? Is he an Aries or is he last degree of Pisces? Let's see what this bitch is. He's 1 degree Aries. You fucking bitch, K-Fed. He's I was going to say Virgo. Virgo moon. Very psychic, though. Tells me Brittany's psychic. And ascendant is Libra. So Libra will do anything for anything, okay? They will do anything for anything. So you know this. K-Fed at the very, very least is making $40,000 a month off of Brittany, okay? He's a 1 degree Aries sun. $40,000 a month. He's an earth horse. So, and let's see. He's a birth past 4. He's 6 feet tall. He's 5 feet wide. And let's see. Ah, interesting. Pluto on the ascendant, retrograde in Libra. Well, Pluto is 4 degrees off the ascendant, retrograde in fucking Libra. People love him or they hate him. They love him or they hate him. Probably referring to his singing career because he couldn't sing. And then he's got Uranus retrograde in Scorpio in the 2nd house. So the way that he gets his money is very unorthodox. Then Neptune retrograde in the 3rd house in Sagittarius. Very interesting. Sun, Venus, and Mercury in Aries in the 7th house. He's a Libra rising with a Libra influence and undertone because of the Aries planet in opposition in the house of Libra. Gives them a Libra. So this is an aggressive man with an undercurrent of Libra spinning. So I'm a victim. I didn't do that, but he's got a Virgo moon. So he's detached. He's psychic, he's compartmentalized, and as a man, he's predatory. So there's a predatory aspect. Weakness comes in with Mars in Cancer. He's got Mars in Cancer in the 9th house, Jupiter in Gemini. That's actually not bad. Saturn retrograde. Daddy didn't give him enough attention, so he decided to boss up to Brittany's dad. Saturn retrograde. Now look at this. Retrograde Saturn does not get the attention they need. And the moon... Okay, so Saturn is in Leo. Karma through show business. Karma through self-expression. Karma through children. Karma through creative essence. In the 11th house. Right? So Brittany was his friend. Not really somebody he loved. That was a friend. Okay? Now, he's got a Virgo moon. Virgo moon is at 0 degrees of Virgo. 6 degrees out from his Saturn. Still conjunct. Retrograde. The repercussions of the father of his wife is what he's living in. Wow, right? Wow. Hugely wow. Just wow with that. Anyway, he's a bitch Aries. So K-Fed. K-Fed, I mean, what he's done to her children, for her children to not talk to her and not see her. Why is a judge not getting in the midst of that and saying, you know what? You know what, K-Fed? You pasta-eating roly-poly. He's like a pill bug. Squash him and he rolls up like a roly-poly. Okay? That's what Lila tells me they're called. Those pill bugs are roly-polies. Why is K-Fed still... No, Aries are not popular to me, but I married 2 of them and was raised by 3 of them. So no. For me, I'm not a fan of Aries, but I do marry them. So this is like, I'm learning how not to do that. I'm interviewing other signs. I'll never get fucking married again. Never. Okay. Yeah, he got fat. He's fat. Go Google him. He's a pill bug. He's a roly-poly. So he's a pasta-eating roly-poly. That's what we're going to call him, who has assassinated his wife's character. He married her and knocked her up. He was probably given a deal by the dad to keep control. And he was jealous of her because Brittany can sing, even though they squashed every ounce of her talent and made her this stupid pop Brittany. But her actual voice is very, very melodic and very, very powerful. They don't like that. So they used, okay, hold on. What did they call it? When you get pregnant, anyway, it's a form of abuse, knocking her up, keeping her stuck, keeping her tied, because she ain't going to leave her kids. Most of us who are in miserable marriages, I'll speak for myself, for years on ends will stay because we don't want some man controlling our kids and taking our kids when they threaten to do that, right? You're crazy, you're stupid, the kids are going to hate you, look what you did. Well, we'll stay married. It's a way of controlling because we don't want to lose our kids. I lost mine anyway. Whatever. One died and one doesn't talk to me. Brittany's kids don't talk to her. They're underage. That's completely on K-Fed, roly-poly, pasta-eating bitch that he is. That's completely on him. He should be saying, you're going to go talk to your mother. And a good father would say that if the mother is decent. And Brittany has been a captive. So it's not her fault. That's like her being in a prisoner of war camp and then telling her kids not to talk to her. She didn't do this to herself. It's not like she went out like all Army Hammer on a crack bender wanting to eat the neighbors. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. So I know those bugs are so cute, the pill bugs. But anyway, yeah, keep you barefoot and pregnant. No woman, you're not really going to leave your kids, okay? I'm not leaving my kids. I mean, mine were grown when I left, and I still suffer the repercussions of it. Because, yes, it's controlling her uterus. Her dad set K-Fed up to do that, and everybody just stood the fuck around and let it happen. Her mother should be dragging those grandkids over there, slapping them upside the head and said, you will talk to your mother. I guess when they're adults, they don't have to, but they need to understand what, yeah, the current Brittany, a clone, probably. They need to see, the problem is, Brittany was raised because her father sold out, all right? Her father sold out, all right? He's a sellout. Her mother's a fucking pimp and a man kisser, ass kisser for the man, a pimp ass bitch who didn't protect her children. So many women do that for a man. If you let your kids around a drug addict, an alcoholic, if you do that, you are guilty, okay? You are guilty. Yeah, we've got a Dr. Phil scholar. Do we? Who's Dr. Phil? I don't know who I do know who Dr. Phil is, but I'm quite familiar. Anyway, I mean, I'm familiar because I used to read a lot of the crew down there at the Paramount lot. But anyhow, not the point. The point is, why is somebody not trying to reunite? Her father killed their aunt with a shotgun. There you go. Psychopath. Psychopath. Disgusting demon. So Brittany, she said now she doesn't believe in God, right? Okay, so when Dr. Phil doesn't have a real PhD from my understanding. Anyway, and I'm talking metaphysically. How dare you fucking take the woman, your mother's kid, when you know she's been held hostage? Like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? If K-Fed has a grand trine, I can't really see it on this chart. Yeah, it looks like he has a kite too. But if he has yeah, he does. I can't do it in my head right now, but it looks like he does have a grand trine. Grand trines are lazy. Roly-poly lazy bitch, okay? First of all, those kids, he's holding them hostage. Yes, she was born into a satanic ritual abuse family. That's obvious, or she didn't get where she was. She would not get to where she was if she, wasn't. That does not mean her soul doesn't have knowledge of being born into that. That's why her kids were taken from her. They were taken. And she was traumatized under the age pre-verbal. That's what happens. Now, here's another thing. Somebody like Nicki Minaj, okay, let's talk. Yeah, I'm in mental tip-top shape tonight. I had blueberries. So Nicki Minaj, she has that boy that comes into her. She said they conjured him up, to quote her. They conjured him up. He's angry. He says things I couldn't say. They conjured him. Conjured him is an incantation in order to bring about a demon and entity from another place. So she said, he's in me, this is her words, and I can't get him to leave. All right, so what happens to Nikki is when Nikki sell out, you sold out, and it's fine if you don't want to believe in God and you think Lucifer is your God. Good for you, okay? It is a cult, that's what it is. So it's super, I have my retainers in, so I can't really... I'm lisping all the time. They're out at the end of September. So thanks Bobby for that. She talks about Ronan or Roman or whatever his name is inside her. Understand, when she does that, Nicki Minaj, when she does that, and she says, I agree, the devil, Satan, Lucifer, Joe Blow, however he shows up in your life as a distraction, drugs, alcohol, titties and ass, I don't care what the distraction is. Once you sell out at your low level, because not everybody going to be like Nicki Minaj, okay? Once you sell out, once you say, yes, my allegiance is with you and I will do what you want, right? Once you do that, you literally, okay, are pushed energetically out of your physical vessel and the entity comes into you. I know no one questions Nicki Minaj when she says that. Oh, she's making it up. Oh, she's doing this. Oh, she's doing it for PR. Are you people stupid? Not you. I'm basically talking to my John, because my ex, because he just doesn't believe this shit. They're telling you. That's what spirit cooking is. That's what Podesta was doing. That's what they're doing, okay? Yeah, well, she's probably Luciferian. And if you don't align with God, it's your free choice. But don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, because I do know what I'm talking about from that. I grew up around it. I actually saw it in my neighborhood in Toronto. It's full of Satanists. There's Satanists everywhere. There's people you walk into all over the fucking place that tells you that they're part of that team. Sasha Fierce, another one. It happens, okay? Thank you for that, Pam. They tell you in every little way. You've got school teachers. You can see it. They have a smile on the outside, but you know by who they entertain and you know about what they do. I know Ariana. She told me the demons were coming for her, and then suddenly, whatever happened in England and all of that. Thank you for that. Aw, thank you for that. Thank you, Eric. So Kanye's trying to get out of his programming. They admit it. Bob Dylan admits it. Here's what you're looking at. When you're looking at some filthy piece of shit, and that's what I'm going to call you, if you choose over your family to make a deal with somebody who's a liar, and there is a quick pro quo. Yes, Ariana Grande said that to me, yes. I did a reading and she said the demons are chasing her. She thought she picked them up from the graveyard. 100% factually, you can quote me. She said that to me in 2016. Yes, it was the beginning. It was the introduction of my guides showing me the introduction of somebody who was very famous, who I was reading for. Okay, my friend was her stylist, because I remember looking at Ariana and going, why are they dressing that girl like a stripper? Then I realized my friend, and I'm going to use her stage name, Natasha, was her dresser. And I'm like, I know that outfit. Like, I know. But I didn't make the connection till I met Ariana and then ran into Natasha there. So anyway, I don't know. Wherever she went to visit, I can't even remember that. But what she was actually alluding to, because she was getting anxiety and all of the things that you get when you share your space with an unclean energy. This could be an energy that you marry and fuck, an energy that you give birth to, an energy that gives birth to you, whatever, okay? No, I literally recognized her aesthetic, and it was from my friend Natasha, who traveled with her for 7 years. But anyway, not her real name as the seamstress, but nonetheless, she told me she couldn't they were talking to her. So I was beginning to see the takeover of a spirit coming into another spirit, and I didn't even know what I was looking at the time, okay? I was beginning to see it. She was speaking it, and then we follow her career, and we follow her, what happened in England, and we follow those things. And Mac Miller, we follow all of those things. I was being shown by my guides what was happening exactly with all of that, okay? So that's no, it didn't shock me. What did shock me was she was quite cuddly. I enjoyed her actually quite a quite a lot. She was quite cute. She whipped off her stuff and makeup and she cuddled with me. She's a Cancer and she's my kid's age. As a mom type with a lot of Cancer planets, I love when the kids cuddle with me. I don't mind. I have clients that will sit in my lap and I'll talk to them and, you know, kind of an energetic thing. So she was very sweet and very lovely, very talented and all of those things. Her mother was darling. I didn't meet her brother. I met somebody else there. And of course I saw Natasha. So that's not her name, but she's like, do you remember me? And I'm like looking, I'm like, wait, memory bags. Oh my God, we were 19 and we were on stage. So no, I think she's born into a family. I'll just say that. I did like her. Okay, doesn't mean you don't like them, but you need to be aware. I can be friends with sister wives, but I diametrically disagree with sister wives, okay? I diametrically disagree with one man and a bunch of bitches following his lead. No, I don't agree with it, okay? It's offensive to me on every fucking level, okay? She was doing an album with Mac Miller, and then he OD'd after that. But she, at the time that I met her, she was beginning to work with Mac Miller. Somebody's having a mentally ill day. But anyway, that's what happens, all right? So there's so many, I'm sure Dan Schneider. You know, it's so interesting. As I said, and I told this story and I sound like a name-dropping bitch, but at John's cousins actually, parties, I would run into Nickelodeon moms with kids working at Nickelodeon on TV, many of them. Cody and Jake, Joey and Jake, whatever. That maybe wasn't Nickelodeon. What's that show? Cody and, I mean, those twins were at the party. There were all of these kids at the parties, okay, at the parties at the house. And the moms would tell me shit, okay? Shit that I knew. The moms would tell me shit that I knew. So it's kind of interesting, all right? It's just, yeah, Zach and Cody, those kids. Those kids were at the Christmas parties, the Thanksgiving dinners, whatever, of my cousins. They're John's cousins, actually. So we met a lot of famous people just by the schools that my cousins were in, the kids. And so they would come to the parties. Yeah. And whatever. I don't remember. Anyway, a lot of those kinds of people. And so you kind of hear, not from them particularly, but from other parents whose kids' daughters worked at Nickelodeon, know about Dan Schneider. No one did anything. I would mention it and they'd come over and say, you're 100% right. So you hear it, but nobody, this girl actually quit the business because of it. She quit the business. This girl's daughter quit the business. Why should you have to not do what you like? I was asking that today, okay? I was asking, why should actors, entertainers, singers, dancers, strippers, whoever, have to do things that they don't want to do just to do what God created them to do? Like Britney could sing, okay? So why should you do that, right? Like why? So then it made perfect sense. Yes, I do believe in shadow work. We all have a shadow. I have a shadow side. My shadow bitch gets mad in road rage and will get out of the car and beat your ass. That's my shadow bitch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we all have hugely bad shadow sides, but I know the Handmaid's Tale. Lori calls me Libra Lori, and she's like, Sloan. She called me yesterday on her way home. She's like, Sloan. I'm like, what, Lori, my love, what? And she goes, you know what? I'm like, what? She goes, Handmaid's Tale next week. I'll watch and I'll tell you how we die. Because we actually believe the Handmaid's Tale is truthful, okay? So look, I'm so itchy tonight from the air conditioning. Anyway, I figured it out. Actors and entertainers. Now, what do they tell you about actors? I want you to listen to this. This is why I don't want to be an actor anymore. I'm going to be myself and not an actor. Actors are consumed by their role. Take Braden Fraser, who I give the utmost credit. I can see the devastation on his soul. I can see the devastation on his soul. And it actually really upset me when I saw it. He is humbled and broken by what happened to him. And it's not just what he mentions. There's other things, and I could see that, okay? I could see that. Yeah, I think you can heal your shadow side. Yes. Anyway, when I look at somebody like Braden Fraser, and I look at him gaining a lot of weight for this role, right? like they said, where he's called Whale, and it's about depression, and it's about his gay lover dying. It's always about a gay lover. We have to push the gay agenda all the time. Everybody's gay, you know. We must push the gay agenda in Hollywood, and everybody is a he, she, they, and they're teaching that in school. But here's the thing. Remember they talked about Frank Sinatra in the drug movie where he was shooting up? Probably very true, allegedly. But do you remember in the movie, what was that movie? I can't remember it. Where he's shooting up, and there's other people, what's his name? Gloria Steinem's stepson, the crazy one that beats his women. Can't even think of his name. Oh my God, can't think of his name. You know who I mean. The man with the golden arm, right? And then all of those things. All right, so, and even if you have sold out, if you ask God for redemption, you can be redeemed, okay? You definitely can be redeemed. You don't have to stay. Lucifer is a liar. He can't buy your soul. Your soul is with God. Okay? So Christian Bale, thank you, that lunatic. Anyway, woman basher in a public airport. And Gloria Steinem, biggest hack on the planet. All her feminism, and she's marrying Christian Bale's dad. Why are you marrying Gloria? Why? Didn't you tell a bunch of women that their kids in marriage wasn't important, you fucking sellout CIA operative? Anyhow, I digress. Suddenly, it made sense to me. Actors take on the energy of the character. What is a character? A character is an entity, a different persona. Actors are demonic portals. Okay, that's what I figured out. I'm not saying they know this, but if you go on stage and you just act as yourself, right? And you act as yourself, then you're not going to get hired for the job. But if you change your appearance and you conjure up the essence of the character, isn't that an entity takeover? I'm just asking, because it occurred to me why these actors are insane a lot of the time. Because they have things in and out of their body, right? Yeah, perfect. It came to me today, Mindy. It came to me today because I'm like, when I looked at Braden Fraser, it upset me very much to see his physical appearance. I could feel that. Now, they probably want him to appear like that so they can win an award for their fucking movie. I don't put it past him, but him, I looked at him and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, God. And even Roseanne Barr says she sold out to the devil when she was 12. She says that. That comes from her. She got hugely famous, but she goes against it now. Now, she may have to suffer repercussions. She may drop dead, someone in her family, whatever. However, when she crosses over, she's in God's arms again. Okay, the energy, all right? She is. If she asks, and it appears like she's going against what it is. So Pete Davidson, oh my God, Pete Davidson, yeah. Could he get any more sold out? Why doesn't he just wear a stamp on his forehead? I'm a sold out bitch for the beast. Anyway, yeah, I don't understand what, yes, Gandolfini, and he died at 51. Yeah, Gandolfini, exactly. You're not, and same with the big guy. Okay, Gary Busey, I have a story about that. So somebody in our family is good friends with that family and their kids are friends. That's all I'm going to say. So the wife of Gary Busey, I have met several times at family events. So, and the kid looks just like Gary Busey. Yeah, it's John's grandkids, and then, she's friends, the daughter of John, with the wife of Gary Busey. So that's how everybody meets everybody. They're all in Malibu. Not that I should give out their address, but that's what that is, right? So it's kind of interesting. Gary Busey had that horrific motorcycle accident. So I don't actually know if we can hold him accountable. The damage to his head on a motorcycle hitting the ground. Yeah, they're in Malibu. Malibu is very evil. There's a lot of good people, but to me, when I drive through Malibu, the energy is sucked in, like they steal from the people. So I don't know about Gary Busey, because even if he is perverted, I mean, he is in his 70s. He literally has to be mentally off in the head because his head hit the cement going that fast on a motorcycle. It killed my Keith. He lived. Do you know the level of damage to your brain? I mean, your head is like an eggshell. I mean, come on. So I don't know that I want to hold him completely accountable because I think there's traumatic brain injury. And if you have traumatic brain injury, you do behave and respond in ways that aren't right. So my verdict is out on that. You can charge him with that, but is he rational completely? I mean, is he? Is he? I don't know what to say. Is he rational? I don't know. Yeah, California, yeah, they're on board to create a deprogramming. Yeah, well, I'm trying to teach people from my knowledge. But with Gary Busey, I kind of look at him in a different way. His head hit the ground, at least going 80, okay? So I don't know. People, like, he has a brain injury. And they're not right. I mean, just because you marry him and pop out a kid with him doesn't mean he's right to you either. You know, who knows what goes on there? I don't know what goes on, but I do know a brain injury is a brain injury. So he's probably, yes, entity control as well, Peter, absolutely. But at the very least, if he's in his human body with a brain injury, how is he like a traumatic brain injury? Some people are in diapers for the rest of their life after motorcycle accidents, okay? Like Melody, the beautiful little girl that tried to resuscitate Keith and her brother Robert, their older brother, 7 years before Keith died, literally was in a motorcycle accident and lived and has never been on his own or been able to get out of the hospital. His wife has kept him alive. The family didn't want him to be alive in that condition. But even Melody, who came across Keith and was glad that he ascended out of the physical pain because she lives with an older brother who's been in a hospital. It's got to be 9 years now. And he doesn't do anything for himself. He doesn't go to the bathroom for himself. He doesn't, he doesn't do any of that. He's locked in a hospital where his wife visits him every day. And Melody showed me the video. Actually, she came by and she showed me the video, right? And it's very sad. He knows he's locked in his body, but his body works. He just doesn't fucking work, right? So she told me, I'm glad your Keith didn't live with those injuries. And at first, John was mad about that, but I'm very grateful that God took my son because Keith was an athlete and he had those tall, beautiful spider legs and he was tall and golden and strong. And he liked to do all kinds of things, his little Sagittarius self, and he would not have liked being trapped in a hospital bed in a physical cage here. So I consider it a great act of kindness that my son was able to pass with the injuries that he would have probably had. So it was graceful, completely graceful act to actually take my son across so he wasn't stuck. For me, it's devastating. And for his family, it's devastating. But he was given mercy by passing out of his body and not being here. So in my opinion, okay, I would not have wanted him here. It makes me sad because that kid never stopped. I never knew where that kid was. Never. Sagittarius, never knew where he was. Found out years later, he did this, he did that, he did that, he did this. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? But I was grateful when he died because I just saw, and by the way, I'm going to say this for motorcycle wearers. Keith bought an $800 helmet, okay? Oh, they took the cross down again. I got to get Marvin back up there. I promised Marvin I wouldn't bug him again. But I'm going to bug him when the heat goes down. But anyway, Keithy got this huge $800 helmet with everything, and it's supposed to save you, and la, right? Well, anyway, when Keith landed on the ground, the helmets go like, I have his helmet. And I look at his helmet. I saved his helmet. And anyway, when it hits the ground like this, the helmet, depending on the speed, understand if you're going 20, 30, or 40 miles an hour, even 15, right? He flew and hit the ground. So his neck and back were fractured. Like the neck was fractured. So it went like this. It cracked right into his neck and broke it. So if he lived, he would have been paralyzed. That's what the coroner told me. Okay. So that, yeah, Keith, Jimmy was there, exactly. He, I can't remember the name of the motorcycle. When I get it, I'll tell you. It's in my storage unit. I have it wrapped up and everything in there. But let me see if I have it on there. No, I don't have it on there. But anyway, yeah, motorcycles are like horses for Sages, exactly. But his neck was broken. The spinal column was broken, allegedly. They didn't do an autopsy. I didn't do that, but that was broken. So you think this beautiful 6'4" child would have been jumping off of rocks again, you know, flying, riding motorcycles, skateboarding? No, he would have been paralyzed. He would not have been able to use his body. That's like Melody, beautiful Melody, who tried to save my son, and Robert, their brother, is in that condition in a hospital, cannot move, cannot do anything, can turn his head to the side, and looks very angry about being in his body, right? Who did? Gary Busey hit the corner? No, Keith had a helmet on, but Gary Busey. Yeah, it's a miracle Gary Busey lived because his brain is not right. I mean, you're damaged. So, yeah, no, I'm sorry, but that's what happened to Keith. I looked at the, so did Bobby. Bobby has Keith's whole coroner's report. The hip was partially amputated. That's because the idiot that's mailbox that he went, when he went off the road, he hit the mailbox. That guy did not follow California law and cemented the mailbox into the ground, which means when Keith hit it, it took off his hip and his leg. So they were detached at the scene, which means we could not dress Keith at the time of his viewing. Thank you for that, Rising Vibes. We could not dress his body, so Keith was wrapped up in a blankie like when he was a baby. That because they couldn't fit his bones because your bones harden. And so yeah, $800 for that junk. But my point is, no helmet is going to help you if it hits this part of your neck. You know those Harley riders that wear the Nazi helmets, or the ones that just cover the skull cap, but not down here? Those are better because when you hit the ground, it protects the head, but it's not snapping your neck here. And that's what happened. I never realized that. I mean, I was on board with him having the good helmet. He was so proud of it. He could hear inside it. He could hear his maps and all of that. And yeah, but when I didn't realize it, and when Paige saw the helmet, she was like, Jesus, damage. She's like, that's fucked up. And Paige is a professional rider, her family professional riders. So she was like, that's a fucked up helmet. Like, that did not work. It's not going to work when you hit going 50, 40, 30, 20, even 20 miles an hour. Think of yourself on a bike going down a hill, going 10 miles an hour and flying off that bike. You think you're going to be okay? You're not going to be okay. You will not be okay. Yeah, so I'm just saying that with Gary Busey. I know everybody was so supportive with Keith. So supportive. I was broken, completely broken. So, and still am broken, but just functioning. Paige is having a baby shower. Yeah, I'm excited for Paige's baby shower. So I got Maya's baby shower in October. Maya's got her little belly going on, and that baby's coming out of Scorpio, whether she likes it or not. She's like, I'm going to try to have a Libra. I'm like, that's a whole 2 weeks early. Good luck with that. Anyway, she's trying to, yes, Keith thought it was well invested. Absolutely, he did. But it's kind of interesting because Maya's having her baby shower, and then Paige's is the next month. So I'm baby shopping for all the babies. It's very exciting. I'm so excited for Maya. The baby's moving in her tummy, and it's like living in there. And Paigey, yeah, I haven't seen Paigey for a while, but I will. I probably missed her this week. She comes into town like once a week to see her niece. Sometimes I see her, sometimes she's busy. So I'll look up Gary Busey's chart. What the hell is Gary Busey? Did I just say what he was? Keithy was funny as shit. Funny kid. Funny as shit. Happy-go-lucky, funny as shit. It's very, very different. Great Leo rising sense of humor. Fantastic. Did I just read? No, that's K-Fed's stupid chart I read. Okay, Gary Busey. Gary Busey natal chart. Yeah, I liked Keithy a lot. We all liked Keithy a lot. It was so cute. He was a good kid. A good soul. A nice kid. He was actually nice. Like... he was nice. Okay, Gary Busey. Wow. Loaded. Of course, he's a Virgo rising. So there's a lot of critiquing with him. He's really done remarkable, but I can't imagine the pain he feels in his head, honestly. I just can't. Okay, Sun. He's a Cancer. 7 degrees Cancer sun, moon in Libra, that's squaring, well, 10 degrees, 11 degrees. Mercury and Venus in Cancer. Okay, very psychic. Mercury and Venus, what the hell is this rising? Rising, oh yeah, is Virgo. So rising is Virgo, Saturn is in Cancer. So there's your depression, okay, depression. So he's got Saturn conjunct Mercury, conjunct the Sun, conjunct Venus. Mars is in Leo. He expresses Leo with that weird ass hair. I just watching Gary yesterday. Yeah, that weird hair that he has, that's the Leo thing, Mars and Leo. Jupiter is conjunct Mars. Neptune's in the first house, so he doesn't have a clear vision of who he is with Neptune in the first house. And the moon is in Libra, so he's passive aggressive, and that's anger issues. But he has a head injury. So he has a head injury. You can't call someone a sexual abuser with a traumatic head injury, because people with Alzheimer's, my little friend that I hike with, Mary, I met her on Mount Gregonio. Her name is Mary. Anyway, she's darling sweet. And she is a physical therapy for older people when they have surgery. Yeah, only the good die young. Thank you for that. He'll say whatever, and I doesn't care. Yeah, no. He's pretty funny. But what the hell, Mary, she's probably in her 40s. She's got 2 teenage kids, or one's coming up on teenagehood. Anyway, we did Gregonio. I met her that morning. We were there at 4 in the morning, and she's like, can I hike with you? And so she became my friend, and I've seen her a couple of times. And she's very nice. Anyway, she goes to your house after hip surgery, so predominantly senior citizens. She literally has to fend off the senior citizen men, because they literally say shit to her. Like, their wives are in the other room. She told me this. She said one of the wives told me while I was with her husband for an hour, thank you, Teresa. Oh, yes. Let me talk about that. I'll talk about that in a second. So Mary tells me, she goes, and the wife's like, I'm just going to run to the market and get some dinner. So Mary's like, yeah, I don't care. Your husband had surgery. I'm going to do whatever it is she does. Okay. We had someone, John had his hip surgery. The kid came in the house and did the same thing. It was a guy kid, right? Yeah, Keithy loved to laugh. And so anyway, Mary said when the wife was gone, this fucker was trying to make the moves on her. He was like 80. Okay. And he was saying shit. But the wife explained that he had, like the beginning of dementia. So he was saying fucking stupid shit, right? Because stupid. It was stupid. And I'm like, oh my God. She goes, yeah, some of them, Keithy was a total prankster. Oh my God. Such a prankster. He would hide from me as a nurse. I hated male patients. Men are just, when they're older, they get dementia and they just want to fuck. It heightens their sex thing for some reason. It's disgusting. I just don't want to be that way. I mean, like, she's 40, you're 80. She didn't want to fucking be around you. Shut up, you know? Anyway, yeah, she literally said to the wife, don't leave me alone with him again. Then the wife apologized. The wife knew. They just can't stand their husbands. They have to sleep next to them. They hate them at that point. They're like, you're stupid and you've lost your mind, right? Yeah, they don't know. Yeah, they don't know. They probably think they're younger, but yes, being a nurse, Marsha, being a nurse, she was a nurse. She was like a, physical therapist nurse after your surgeries. Hip, leg, whatever happens to old people. Usually hips is what she was doing. Some young people too. Hi, Anthony. Oh my God. Doug Ford. Anthony, you lost a lot of weight. Bravo. Anthony's lost like 57 pounds on keto. Good job, Anthony. Awesome. Amazing. Anthony and I are the same age. Occupational therapy. Thank you. Yeah. So now back to the question on organ donation. Before Keith died, he changed his mind on organ donation. Okay. He literally, mysterious death, my ass, sold out. Anyway, organ donation and blood donation. I stopped donating blood. I know. Good job, Anthony. I stopped donating blood because I'm like, what are they doing with all this blood? Remember, Liz Taylor and George Hamilton also met George Hamilton. I sound like I'm a fucking liar. George Hamilton used to hang out at the Metaphysical Bookstore, the Bodhi Tree in West LA. Back in the 80s, I ran into him many times there. I just remember he's a Leo with the Cancer rising. My friend Val was with me. She was a trainer at the gym, and we used to talk to him all the time. Anyway, remember, George Hamilton, Liz Taylor, they would go to Germany and they would, the tan guy, the tan vampire, who's his mother? Somebody famous. Anyway, he comes from society. So definitely he's in the running. But we used to talk astrology there. He was there. Yeah, he was just there. Like you run into a lot of people everywhere. And if you're a psychic or an astrologer, you're going to run into them. And George, I think he's got to be in his late 70s or 80s. I'm not really sure. But at the time, he would talk astrology. So me and Val would talk to him. We ran into him several times. Anyway, metaphysical American English means occult. Well, yes, I'm well versed on occult, though. You have to. If you do astrology, astrology is occult. And occult is hidden science or hidden practice. So anyway, the hell was my point? Him and Liz Taylor would go to Germany and they would re-cleanse their body. Sounds like dialysis to be younger, right? Re-cleanse the blood in their body. Where do we get the blood from? The smokehouse. Absolutely. Ashton Kutcher at the smokehouse. I eat the salads at the smokehouse and the salmon. I ate at the smokehouse for years. That's where we have the dinner. Yeah, astrology could be the devil. I don't know. But I mean, it is Egyptian. And it does go back to like Mesopotamia, and it does have roots in occult, but occult means hidden practice. Yeah, Shirley MacLaine. And the Bodhi tree was hugely famous. They got rid of it, and a friend of a friend bought it and has her clothing store out of it. And the Good, not the Good Earth, oh, whatever, the coffee shop, I can't think of Earth, URTH coffee shop is there, not Good Earth. Anyway, it's just Hollywood culture, right? So, yeah, I love astrology. Anyway, think about that. So where are they getting all this blood to replenish their body from? They're circulating the blood. Hello, drinking the blood. So it's hidden in plain sight, okay? Hidden in plain sight. So when you're talking about organs, think about an organ that's alive when you get it. Obviously, if the organ's dead, I don't know what they do with it. But they can take your DNA and they can do whatever with it. That's where I'm thinking organs are going to. I don't know where in Germany. I have no idea where, but they used to always go to Germany, including Farrah Fawcett when she was dying of cancer with Alana Hamilton, whom I met. I again ran into... I was pregnant with Keith. I did a lot of TV when I was pregnant with Keith. You just reminded me of this with Alana Hamilton. Anyway, they were doing a channel in, I know, Tony Danza, Tiny Dancer. That fucked my head up. They were doing a talk show. Alana had a talk show. It had to be 95. I was pregnant with Keith. And I was way pregnant. And in fact, John and I were talking about that the other night because he's like, yeah, the turnoff right there. They were by the Channel 5 studios. And I went into their production studio and was interviewed for the show. I didn't get it. But anyway, I met his wife then, and I met him again there. So they had all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, they were getting lamb blood and cells. Okay, that's what they say. Yeah, they say that, but I think it was something else. Thinking, although I like George Hamilton, and his wife was perfectly lovely when I met her. I can't think of what I think it was a talk show back then. Yeah, I can't think of what it was, but I just auditioned for it. So yeah, I think it was that. But I just don't want to donate my organs because when I leave, those are mine. Now, if I guess someone's child needed it, that would, because I have a friend that has a kidney transplant and he's had 2 because of a genetic predisposition, and he's very lucky. And actually my friend Jody had a kidney transplant as well from her cousin, but you can get away with 1 kidney kind of thing. But I don't know. I think it leaves it room, for people with money to buy organs, right? And kill your ass. But I do think they use the organs and the blood for DNA. All your story is DNA. The story was lamb's blood, but we now know exactly, gentlemen, lamb's blood. Who's killing baby lambs? Which brings me to another topic that I was listening to today. God forbid, okay, God forbid. I was listening to, oh my God, I hope I get this right. Okay. Who are the ones that drive the wagons? Who are the ones that drag the wagons in the country? Mennonites, but not Mennonites. Now Now I just blanked on it. You know the group of people that doesn't do anything with the leg? Amish, thank you. I listened to an Amish man on TikTok. I'm so fucking sorry I did. He talked about why the Amish have sex with animals. Speaking of lambs. And I was like, oh my fucking, what am I listening to? But yet I had to listen. Anyway, he was saying they don't give them any kind of sexual education. So when they get their hormones, they kind of go after whoever's around. And he said not the new ones, but the older ones, because they've been taught sexually. Anyway, that's on TikTok. But I get shut down on these things. I don't say I do those kind of things. South Africa, hi. Yeah, no, I listened to it. It's an Amish. Death Becomes Her was a disgusting movie to me, and I didn't know why. No, not Rabbi Kin. I love Rabbi Kin. He's the astrologer, right? That's him. I love him. After Keith died, I think that's him. I listened to him constantly. He was so intelligent. I put him on YouTube with the earphones in after Keith died because I couldn't stop from crying in public, even though I couldn't cry, but I was kind of whining. I don't know how, making noises. So I listened to him, if that's the one I'm talking about, Rabbi Kin. Now I forgot his name. I was trying to remember him. Thank you. And I was talking about him. Let me look him up. He knows a lot of astrology. He was super good. So I would listen to his analysis of charts because he was super good in his theology and his astrology. Very beneficial after Keith died for me. So yeah, no, he was able to comfort me because he was talking about things I know. And I think, you know, let me see if that's him. The guy with the, Rabbi King. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I enjoyed listening to him tremendously. It was the thing that I would just be like, I have to listen to everything he says, and I don't think about Keith. So I would go shopping, do my day-to-day stuff, walk around listening to that stuff. So, yeah. So there you go. I know there's trolls. Anyway, we talked about everything. And did what happened recently? Rabbi Kin? No, the TikTok thing happened this afternoon. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, he looked fat. Yeah, no, Braden Fraser, the sadness of when he's been used in Hollywood. Yeah, I don't care. He brought me, he's a very intelligent man. And I tend to think he's one from the good sect of Jewish people, not the whoever's the fake ones. Yeah, I'm sure they're trolling. Get in line with the trolls. I mean, you know, whatever. I don't know what to say. Whatever. I don't care what you fucking say. I don't fucking care what you say. Who cares? Does it matter? I don't care. What makes you think you're in charge of me and me caring anything about you? Do I fuck you? No. Do you pay my bills? No, bitch, you don't. Do you have the courage to fucking step in front of my face and say shit? No, you're a fucking coward. So no, I'm sorry your mom died. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Like, you don't do any, like, if I'm sucking your dick, I might listen to you. Maybe. But you probably have a dick too. Whatever. Anyway, it's pretty funny. I know. Hi, Mew. What's up? Come on. She's telling me to get off the air. She's like, Mommy, you're hungry. Look, she's so cute. Come on, you want to come up here? Nope. There. Look, there she is. Say hi. Hi. Look, the people. There they are. Look, Mew. Hi, baby. How are you? Yeah. She's like, you're not playing with me. She's like, you're not playing with me. She's like, Mommy, you're hungry. You need to go. Yeah, she's very, very sweet. I'm lucky Paige talked her into me. Very lucky Paige, you talked her in. Paige is like, you need a cat. I'm like, fuck off, Paige. And then she's like, Diane's going to text you. You need to take the cat. And I'm like, and then she was the last one left. So I went to get her. She was so cute. She's so, so cute. Look, I found a picture of her when I first got her. She was so cute. I knew she wasn't a Leo. Diane told, Paige's aunt said she's born in August. I'm like, I don't think so. She ran in the shower. She hid under there. She ran under there, wouldn't come out, and she was shaking. And I'm like, she's a Cancer. No, I'm not getting a dog. They're way more maintenance. I don't want to walk them and do that, you know? Yeah, I know. She probably does think I'm nuts. She was so cute, so cute. Let me see. I just found a picture of her. Where the heck is my picture? I literally thought I just found a picture. I probably didn't, but I thought, oh, she's very, very cute. She was teeny tiny. I didn't realize she was, here she is. She was on my bed. Look. There. Look at how cute. She's so cute, right? Cute little kitty. Look. That's how little she was. No, the dog will slow me down hiking. Look. Look. So cute. Yeah, she's so cute. I used to have a standard poodle named Tucker. Right? I did. Yeah, Mew is a cover kitty. She's so cute. Yeah, she was so tiny and she went in the shower. So I'm like, she's a water sign. She's a water sign. Yeah. All right, you guys, I must go get something to eat now because I'm hungry yet again. Oh, and I want to show you this. I sold one. I have one left. But anyway, look at this. It's very expensive, so I don't expect, I had it up for a long time. But anyway, Tucker was my standard poodle. That's what my mom named him when she sent him. My mom was a show dog breeder. Look at this heart-shaped amethyst. Check that out. I know, it's so cute. I forgot I had them. And then somebody came up and took one, and this is this, isn't that incredible? Look. Beautiful, right? Anyway, I think I'll sleep with it tonight. I forgot. I had hidden them on myself, and no one ever buys them. So I was like, no one ever buys them. So until somebody did buy it, I was like, I forgot. So now I have them. Anyway, I have one. That's the last one left. Anyway, yeah, cool. Okay, so I'm showing you that. And that's it. I'm out of here. Good night, you guys. Peace out. I gave you as much as I could. I gave you as much as I could. And I got no more information. To my trolls, my haters, thank you so much because you're really fans. To my fans, I love you guys so much. Okay, bye, you guys.